you.
I'll never let it die, I'll never let it die, I'll never let it die.
Alright guys, so what is going on? David back with another LEGO Ninjago review, and today we are going to be reviewing the LEGO Ninjago set number 70736, Attack of the Morro Dragon. So as you guys can see, here we have the two ninja minifigures. We have Jay and Kai, and as you guys can see, they both have their own arrow blades. So this is the front printing, and now the back printing of the minifigures is right here. Now let's get to the other minifigures. Alright guys, so here are the minifigures for the ghost side, and as you guys can see, they're actually really nice minifigures, really nicely detailed. And so we have from left to right, Wraith, Evil Green Ninja, Yokai, and Cowler. So these are actually really nice minifigures, and Yokai and Cowler both have transparent green legs and green heads. And Possessed Lloyd right there has really nice armor, and Wraith does have this really nice ghost leg piece, but it's not really legs, it's more like it's floating. And so just to turn this thing around, as you guys can see, there are just ghosts, and they just look really cool. And as you guys can see, just all these ghost goo stuff, and it just looks really cool. So yeah, these are the 4 ghosts that are included in this set. And before I forget to mention, there are actually 2 screamers that come with this set. One is, as you guys can see right there, he does have an open mouth with a banana and a stick of dynamite. And then the second screamer that comes in this set has more of a closed mouth, and he comes with an axe and a sausage. So you do get a total of 2 screamers in the actual set. And so if you guys don't know, what you can do with these screamers is you can take off the ninjas' heads. Hoods. And you guys can just place the minifigure right here, and you can place the screamer on top of it to possess the minifigure. And so that is what the minifigure would look like. And it kind of looks like he has a smile on himself right now. So yeah, that's basically it for these screamers. Alright guys, so these are the 2 air boards that you get in the set, and so, they're not really officially called air boards, but that's what I'm calling them. And so as you guys can see, the air boards actually look really cool. And so they do have a sticker on the front and the back. These pieces can actually rotate around, and it can move slightly up, slightly down, and it can move out like this. And so basically what you need to do is you need to put one of the ninja like this, and they're just going to be flying around on these airboards. And so here's Kai's. Same thing, you can rotate all the back pieces, and so there's a sticker up front right there. And you can put Kai on there, and they can basically just zoom around on their speeders or bikes, and they can vanquish ghosts. Alright guys, so here is the actual temple, and this is actually not a temple. This is the tomb of the first Spinjitzu master, from what I'm understanding. So let me just fix the flag right here. But basically guys, this is just a little place where you can find the realm crystal. And so if you guys don't know what the realm crystal is, it is right here, and that is the crystal that will be allowing Morro to travel in between realms and release the preeminent, or the preeminent, which is the godlike deity that wants to curse all of Ninjago. So basically, it is kept in the tomb of the first Spinjitzu master, and so you have the glass case that's protecting it. And then you have this really nice architecture right here in the doorway. And so once you turn it around, as you guys can see to the sides of the temple, tomb, there are little lights. And these lanterns actually right at the front, they actually do glow in the dark. So that is something to note. And once you turn the tomb around, you guys can see that there's not really anything in the interior, but on both sides they do have barrels where they do have a golden spear and a sword. Spear right here, and the sword is right here, and it's basically identical on both sides. So yeah, that's basically it for the tomb. Alright guys, so here's the entire Morro Dragon. As you guys can see, this thing is massive. So let me just put a minifigure here to scale. So here is possessed Lloyd, and here is the actual dragon. As you guys can see, the dragon is huge. It is over a foot in length, and it is probably, I would say, a foot and an inch in width. So this thing can actually, I mean, along with its wingspan. But you know, this thing, this dragon, is one of the best designed dragons I've ever seen from LEGO. So as you guys can see, basically the head, I just like the head so much. The wings are actually really nice, and they're custom printed just for this set. So you guys can see the wings right there. They look amazing. So let's get a close-up on this big dragon. Alright guys, so first up is the head, and the head is honestly the best part of the dragon for me, because it just looks epic. I mean, you have all these spikes coming out. The front spike right here does rotate. This spike also does rotate as well. I mean, not move. And it just looks like an amazing dragon to me. I'm pretty sure you can fit a minifigure in there. Yeah, you can fit a minifigure in there, and the spike right up front can actually help support the minifigure and make it stay in there. So that is actually something to note. And it just looks like a really nice dragon. The mouth does move. It can move down like this, but it can also move up like this because there are arms in there, droid arms. And so the dragon itself, the mouth, I mean, is just really nice. I really do like all the teeth that they have in there. And these are supposed to be eyes, and the head actually does rotate down on this joint, and it also rotates to the side as well. So it actually is a very nice, well-designed brick-built head. I'm so glad that they went with a brick-built head, because it just looks so much better than it would have with the plastic mold heads. And they just did a phenomenal job with the dragon. So now just a front view of the dragon's head, so you guys can see it actually is quite cool. And so it's just an amazing head. Alright, so moving away from the head, you guys can see that this is actually a chair right here where you can put your possessed Lloyd figure. And you can basically just put him here, and then you can put the reins into his hands so that he can pilot the actual dragon. But that's really not the main focus of the main middle part. The main middle part is basically just this amazing, you know, curvy texture to it. I mean, it just looks really cool. And you know, just how it looks, like it's curving, like it's floating through the air. It just looks really, really cool. And as you guys can see, the wing right here as well, just another look at it. I mean, it just looks amazing. And the underbelly, I mean, the bones of the wing look like that. So you basically just have, you know, two long bones right there, and you have the main part. And so, you know, it actually looks really cool. I was actually expecting them to possibly make the bones show, to make it, you know, look like a ghost dragon kind of. But it would basically make it look like a skeleton dragon. So I'm actually really happy that they designed these wings. And they just add a lot of more, you know, texture to the set. Moving on to the back of the dragon, you guys can see that there is actually a really nice long tail at the end. And it is actually hinged right here, so you guys can move this down on a ratcheted joint. And these are actually free joints. These are ball joints, so you can move them to the side, you can move them up, you can move them down, you can move them to the other side. And the last three are like that. And so then there are also these pieces where you can actually move the two end spikes, I like to call them spikes, in different places, so they don't have to be, you know, the same. And so you can basically customize your dragon, if you will. But this doesn't move left to right, this moves only up and down. But it still is a very nice tail for the dragon. So here are the legs for the actual dragon, and I have to say, they look really cool. They do have these elemental blades that stick out, and I like to call them ghost blades. But the feet actually are really nice, but they are really weak as well. So the dragon, as you guys can see, it's actually leaning forward quite too much for my liking, and they just move really easily on these ball joints. And so that is one thing that I don't like about them. They can move really easily, they won't stand up by themselves. But I'm actually going to show you guys a second pose on the dragon, which I actually really like. It kind of looks like Godzilla to me, and it actually looks really nice when it stands up. And this tail, the tail back there, it actually really does help support the dragon. And so yeah, basically there are two stickers, one here, and it's the same thing for the other side. And so the feet of the dragon look like this. So basically 2 claws, 4 spikes, 2 on each side, and then just the actual foot right there. So let's get on to the second pose of the dragon. Alright guys, so here's the second pose of the dragon, but this actually isn't an official pose. It's just something that I was experimenting with yesterday after I built it. I was just, wondering, what if it could stand up? And I actually have to say, the dragon itself doesn't look too bad when it stands up. Of course, the front might not look so good, but once you turn it onto the side, it actually looks like a pretty decent dragon. And I really just think that if you bought the dragon, you should take advantage of all the poses that it can do. So it doesn't really tell you that you can do this in the instruction booklet, but I was just experimenting with it, and really no other reviews had this pose. But I honestly think that it's worth showing, because the pose actually doesn't look too bad. And it just looks like a Godzilla, and you can, place it in your Ninjago collection, just right smack in the middle, or if you have a custom-built Ninjago city, just place it there, and it's just gonna, rampage, or across the city. And it honestly kind of reminds me of the Overlord Dragon on the top of the building in Season 2. And it just looks amazing, I have to say, and this dragon is honestly one of the best dragons in the entire LEGO theme. And so I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy the actual look of the dragon when it stands up, because it does look pretty cool. Alright guys, so on to the ratings of the set. Honestly, I think that this is an amazing set, and if you guys have this set, do not forget to take advantage of its stand-up pose, because it just looks amazing. You could place it in your Ninjago city. And if you have a Ninjago city, you can just make it rampage down everything, and it just looks like a boss. The only thing I would recommend for you guys to do is don't have the tail not touch the ground, because as soon as that tail doesn't touch the ground and it's, just hanging about, the thing will cave in eventually, and it's going to fall onto its front. So you need to make sure that the tail is actually touching the ground, because it's either going to fall back like this and it's just going to fall, or it's going to fall on its front. So nobody really wants that to happen, so just put the tail down like that, and put the feet in its proper position, and it should stand up pretty well. So yeah, just put the tail into a curved position. I don't really know why I'm having such a hard time right now. I think this should do it. Yeah. So just play with it for a bit, and just, make sure that it's going to stand up right. And once you do have it standing up, it actually looks really nice, and so it looks like a really cool display model. And so yeah, it honestly just looks really cool. So for my ratings for the set, I would give it a 10 out of 10. I don't really give sets 10 out of 10, but this thing just looks nice. I mean, you do get a lot of figures for your money. You get 7 minifigures, you get 1 Possessed Lord, which is the cheapest way to get them. The other way to get them is in a $100 set. And you do also get Jay, Kai, and you also do get 3 other ghost minifigures. So you really do get a lot of ghosts if you want to build up an army. And the set is just cool, and I wouldn't mind, playing with it myself. And so I'll definitely try to incorporate this stand-up mode in one of my stop motions that I'm working on. And so, it's just gonna be really cool to see the dragon, standing up. And if you have it, just don't forget to take advantage of it. So yeah guys, that's really it for me. And if you guys did enjoy the video, please leave a like. And as always guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And just, yeah guys, that's really it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, stay sexy guys, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Ciao guys.